Hello and welcome back to the Brave podcast, Doing Travel Differently. My name's Faye, your host and the founder of The Brave, a small travel company that's centred on identifying, uniting and advocating exceptional businesses that are acting differently and responsibly to bring authentic, enriching, immersive, educational and wellness-focused quality travel experiences to their guests. In our first episode, we explored what ethical travel actually means. We took a look at some of the common and widely accepted terminology surrounding this broad theme, but we settled on the fact that we're not here to spend too much time dissecting and debating terminology. My mission is to acknowledge that we're all, whoever we are, travellers, industry, communities, and destinations alike, ultimately human. And although, of course, perfection is highly desirable, it's a long way off. I'm far more interested in sharing stories, ideas, and inspiration that will enable people, whatever your role in travel, to take small, practical, realistic, and incremental steps towards adjusting and adapting your practices to be more mindful, more respectful, more conscious, to try to maximize the benefits of travel for all and also minimize the negatives. Sticking with that fundamental idea of doing good and doing no harm, and perhaps thinking outside the box and doing differently is the way to go. So today we're turning the lens on you, the traveller. We're exploring what travellers themselves gain from travelling more responsibly, mindfully and consciously. You may think this all sounds like a lot of hard work. Travel's supposed to be fun, right? What's in it for me? What would this type of travel actually look like in practical terms? And what sort of benefits and joys can I expect to experience? Traveling isn't just about doing good if we travel differently. It's about feeling good. It's about the types of experiences that might feed our soul and stay with us for long after we've unpacked our bags. There's a traditional association between travel and leisure and travel and hedonism that can often drive a sense of abandoning mindful, conscious, or respectful states when we travel. And in addition to that, the potential effort invested in making conscious choices versus the information available to us can sometimes act as a barrier or a deterrent to us changing. But I make the assumption by the fact that you've chosen to listen to this episode that we have an interested, receptive, or maybe already practicing audience. We often think of responsible tourism as something that benefits others, communities, cultures, the environment, but it is also deeply personal. It changes how we travel, what we experience, and ultimately who we become through those experiences. So let's think about the value of travel that feeds the soul. Travel can be transformative, but not every journey nourishes us equally. A resort holiday might give us a rest, but travel that's meaningful gives us renewal. When we travel with awareness, slow down, engage deeply, breathe, connect honestly, we return home with something far more valuable than souvenirs: perspective, gratitude, and a sense of connection. Take the example of a stay in La Cueva in La Raraja in rural Murcia province, one of the Brave Stays properties. Guests don't just rent the house, they slip into the rhythm of Mercian village life. They greet the neighbours at the bakery, sip coffee in the square, hear stories of olive harvests, sit outside under the star-littered sky and eat dinner with their neighbours, enjoying the beautiful scenery. It's simple and grounding, proof that joy often lives in the ordinary. Once responsible travel, when it's done well, isn't about guilt or sacrifice, it's about enrichment. So, from the habitual to the mindful, why does responsible tourism matter for travellers? Because it asks us to pause, to question habits that serve neither us nor the places we visit. Many of us want to travel ethically, but we just don't know where to start. We assume it's complicated or expensive. It isn't. Responsible travel is about progress, not perfection. Take a look at Rising Dust Adventures in northern India. Riders explore Himalayan valleys, but founder Vikram Katosh ensures each stop supports small villages and preserves local traditions. Travellers still feel the thrill of the open road, but with the added meaning they ride through communities, not past them. Or Route on Wheels, also in India, which helps guests reconnect with nature and revive old harmony between people and planet. The tours that Vivek Rauthan, the founder of Route on Wheels, curates ensure that travellers finish their journeys calmer, more conscious, often describing them as a reset for body and mind. And instead of seeing my face today, you're actually seeing some of the images of one of the tours that I encountered and experienced in the Uttarakhand province with Vivek, one that I highly, highly advocate. And these experiences remind us that mindfulness isn't a limitation, it's liberation. Small choices can make big impact. Let's make this practical. Here are some of the realistic ways that you can do good and do no harm whilst enriching your own experience. Firstly, stay local, spend local, skip the global chain and choose an Independence Day, whether it's La Cueva in Spain or Tizi Furs in Lake Tizifared in Hungary, or a community-run lodge like Prakriti Resort, an organic farm in Nepal where your breakfast comes straight from the fields. Travel slower, fewer miles, deeper memories, taking a local train through Tuscany or walking Bhaktapur's alleys around the Nani reveals the life behind the postcard. Be curious, not critical. Ask questions, listen to stories, and let locals be your teachers. Choose ethical experiences. Support guides who protect what they show, who are proud of their home and want to showcase it to you. Like Go with Anthony in Kuala Lumpur, whose walking tours reveal community stories. Or artisan workshops that sustain heritage. And pack with purpose. Think about refillable bottles, solid toiletries and light luggage. Shrink waste and stress alike. Each small decision gives your journey greater texture and authenticity. How doing good feeds your personal fulfillment. Here's a secret. Responsible travel feels better. When you choose mindfully, you stop being a consumer and become a participant. You step into reciprocity, giving and receiving in equal measure. Travelers who camp at Chandrabhaga camps in Himachal Pradesh describe evenings around the fire where hosts share legends of the Chenab River. That warmth, both literal and emotional, is what stays with them. Guests at the Prakriti Resort say the same. Harvesting vegetables for dinner and learning about post-earthquake rebuilding connects them to resilience as much as relaxation. These moments expand empathy and patience. They remind us that fulfillment grows from connection, not consumption. Simplifying the path to better travel. Many people want to reduce their footprint but feel unsure how. They feel that ethical travel means higher cost or less comfort, but that's where the brave and our brave advocates come in, working at the sweet spot between aspiration and accessibility. Together we simplify choices by curating experiences that are ethical and enjoyable. From heritage preserving stays like the Nani to adventure specialists like Rising Dust or Route on Wheels, these advocates show us that mindful travel can still be exciting, restorative, and affordable. They're proof that you can keep the thrill, keep the comfort, and still keep your conscience clear. The incremental path. So if there's only one takeaway today, it's this. You don't need to change the world in one trip. Just change the way you travel. Start with one conscious choice. Take the slower route. Book directly. Talk to your host. Try the local meal. Carry less. Listen more. Responsible tourism is less about the distance we cover and more about the depth we reach. Because when we travel differently, we live differently, more gently, more gratefully, more bravely. So thank you so much again for joining me for this episode of the Brave Podcast, Doing Travel Differently. Next week, we're going to look outward to the communities and the destinations that welcome us and explore how responsible tourism helps them thrive. Until then, travel bravely, travel kindly, and remember every small step matters.